and it didn't have a door on it, but it was just a concrete
Like a bunker.
with a rounded top, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to the. It was when we got over there. It was down lower than we was. It was a ridge that we was on, and I hollered into him to Handy Hoke, meant come out with your hands up over your head, and nothing happened. So after a while, I hollered at him again. I didn't know whether there's anyone in there that spoke English or not, but the sergeant did, spoke it good, and he heard. I told him that we didn't want to throw our grenades in there, and they bounced around off of them walls and kill every one of them. I'm going to give you 1 minute to come out, and I guess they talked about it because they took up 45 seconds.
I want to be sure.
Yeah. But then they come out with their hands over their head like that.
Man.
And this sergeant, he was a big man, and he had a great big stripes going down and up from his shoulder to his elbow, and they had a big diamond in it, right in the middle of it. Had these little gold bars on his sleeve. Each one of them meant 2 years, and he had 10 of them on there.
Mm.
Wow.
But anyway, he said, I want to ask you one question. He said, how did you know where to step to keep from getting on one of them mines? I said, well, God told me. He said, I believe it, I believe it. He said, I laid that minefield myself. And he said, ain't nobody could have got across that field without divine help. Yeah, he
He knew that much, didn't he?
Yeah, and he said, he said there was right there where you started from, crawl through the fence, there's a lane that don't have any mines in it, and it's 20 foot wide, and it goes out 50 yards, and then it turns left, and it goes 100 yards, then turns back right and goes 50 yards more, and you're across. And he said, you walked right in the middle of that lane 2 times, not once, but twice. Boy, he was.
God made a believer out of him.
God really had his hand on him.
Yes, sir.
And so I said, well, let's get in column of twos and get back across that field. So we walked back up to where the barbed wire was down, and I said, let's get through here. He said, 9-9, let's don't go that way. He said, I know a better way. He said, I laid that minefield. I might not forget. I might forget where some of them are. So we it was a little longer, but we walked around the field instead of trying to get through it. And when we got over there, and my sergeant said, Wooten, I want you to take these 2 men you had with you and take them back to headquarters, which was about a quarter of a mile, and turn them over to Colonel, I forget the colonel's name, but that's what I did. And I run into some friendly fire. Our artillery had seen them green
Right.
uh,
German.
suits that they had on,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't see us, so they started shooting. But the colonel was watching, so he called them and had them to stop. We all got on the ground, but nobody got hurt. And after we got him over there, well, the colonel took him and had a big old platform built up, and he had amps up in the trees to where
Right.
they could talk and be heard a ways, a long ways. And they did that, and so they told them how they were being treated and everything, and they encouraged them to quit fighting. Well, so they started coming out. First of them was about four people, and as the time went on, they got to coming out more, and by the evening, the whole division come out, about 500 of them.
Whoa.
Not wasn't a shot fired.
So y'all captured 500 Germans without a shot fired, huh?
Miracle.
Wow.
And
Pretty amazing. What year was that?
that was 44,
1944. In Brest, France.
November, yeah.